Vous m'entendez bien et donc je vous souhaite la bienvenue à notre session hebdomadaire des Afterwork du district 130. Ces rendez-vous, comme vous le savez, sont ouverts non seulement aux Toastmasters, mais aussi à nos invités et ont pour objectif, le seul objectif de ces Afterwork, qui sont donc ce rendez-vous hebdomadaire, c'est de vous fournir des outils et de vous accompagner dans le développement de votre art oratoire ainsi que de vos compétences de leadership. Cette séance de ce soir, comme à l'accoutumée, va durer 1 heure et sera suivie d'un moment de networking. Elle se veut naturellement interactive et engageante, avec généralement une capsule éducative enrichissante pour chacun de nous et j'espère qu'en tout cas, le programme de ce soir répondra à vos attentes. Donc, pour rappel, les Afterwork se tiennent donc chaque lundi à 19h GMT avec ouverture des portes virtuelles de notre salle à 18h30. Vous avez été bercé là par une belle mélodie et donc c'est ça l'esprit Afterwork. Quand on revient du travail, effectivement, on est détendu, esprit de camaraderie pour apprendre en toute détente. Comme d'habitude, on veut que ces sessions soient non seulement fluides, mais aussi dynamiques et surtout respectant l'heure impartie, c'est-à-dire 1 heure pour tenir nos sessions et partager les outils que nous avons pour vous ce soir. Mesdames et messieurs, chers Toastmasters, chers invités, en ma qualité de modérateur, je vous souhaite à nouveau la bienvenue à cette session d'Afterwork sur le thème « Maîtriser l'art du réseautage ». Je suis Aimé Makutambumba et j'aurai le plaisir donc d'être votre modérateur durant l'heure qui suit. Pendant donc cette heure, nous allons découvrir cet art qui est crucial pour le développement professionnel et personnel. Donc oui, Toastmaster allie les deux, le professionnel, le personnel, la vie de famille, la vie de travail. Nous venons ce soir pour répondre avec cet art qui est crucial, l'art du réseautage. Nous allons répondre effectivement, nous allons vous offrir effectivement un outil pour vous développer. Alors, pour en comprendre les subtilités, nous avons l'honneur d'avoir avec nous plutôt même, puisque je fais partie du groupe, avec nous une experte en la matière. Elle partagera ses précieux conseils et techniques pour exceller dans l'utilisation de cet outil qui est le réseautage, qui, à mon sens, est le socle pour nouer des relations durables, des relations fortes, des relations positives. Sans plus tarder, je vous invite à accueillir, mais chaleureusement, notre formatrice. Une femme exceptionnelle, pour qui d'ailleurs le mouvement Toastmaster est bien plus qu'un simple programme de formation. C'est un lieu de découverte de soi, où chaque discours, chaque rôle joué est une opportunité de se dévoiler, de grandir, de s'épanouir et de se développer. Elle nous fait ce soir l'honneur, elle a mobilisé son agenda en tout cas ce soir, pour partager ses précieuses connaissances sur maîtriser l'art du réseautage, qui est donc le thème de notre Afterwork d'aujourd'hui, 26 août 2024. Elle va nous montrer comment ce voyage finalement de découverte de soi peut nous offrir des nouvelles opportunités, peut nous ouvrir des nouvelles portes. Accueillons chaleureusement notre très cher DTM Face pour la capsule éducative. Dear DTM Face, if you are here, the floor is yours.
Thank you.
Sous
Thank
vos
you
applaudissements.
Thank you very much for the kind introduction. Thank you. It's my pleasure to be here. How was work today? How was work today? Please, if you can hear me, I want us to type something in the chat room to say, hi. If you can see me, type, I can see you. If you can hear me, type, I can hear you.
Hi, I can hear you.
Hi, I can hear you.
Awesome, awesome.
I can see you as well.
Thank you. I can see you too. How was work today, people? How was work?
Work was work.
Very well, so good. Work was work, and after work is party time. So after work is after work. We're going to have fun today. I'm going to share my screen. We'll be talking about the art of networking. Awesome. So we're talking about the art of networking. So when you hear networking, what comes to your mind? I want us to type in the chat box. When you hear networking, what comes to your mind? Networking. What comes to your mind? Yeah,
Meeting people.
Meeting people, great. Relationship, great. New contact, awesome. Connections, yes, yes, awesome, awesome. Thank you, thank you. Business, awesome. I like that too. So when we talk about networking, the art of networking, when we talk about the art of networking, we're talking about the topic says the art of networking. So that means networking is an art. Yes, networking is an art. Networking is also a verb. A verb is an action word, something that we do. An art is something that you design. So in networking, you need to have a design, then you need to implement that design. That's why we call it the art of networking. So what does it mean? Networking means a whole lot of people. If you are a salesman, networking might mean something for you. If you are a marketing expert, some networking might mean something else to you. But the general word networking is all about building meaningful and mutually beneficial relationships. I use those adjectives intentionally because it's not just about building relationships. The relationship has to be meaningful. Then it has to be mutual. It's beneficial to you and to the other person. When networking is done right, it allows you to tap into a vast pool of knowledge, resources, and opportunities. The art of networking is basically what I like to say, following the golden rule, treating others the way you want to be treated. So networking is basically about building meaningful relationships that is mutually beneficial to you and to the person. So what do you need to build to network? What do you need to network? The first thing you need to network that needs to be in your toolkit is authenticity. You need to be an authentic person. Sometimes when we meet people, especially if it's at conference, business seminars, summits, business breakfast, different business meetings, we get carried away by the appearances of these people, and we think we need to put a front for us to appear like them. But if you are like that, people will see very soon that you are insincere because that's not who you are. There's going to be some slip. So the first thing you need to do when you want to network is to be authentic. In fact, the first thing you need to do in life is to be authentic. Be yourself. Be genuine. Don't try to be someone else. Don't try to impress anybody. Just be yourself. So that's the first advice I give. That's the first thing I use in my skills, in my art of networking. That's my building block. That's the design that I have created. Authenticity is number one. Every time I meet you, I appreciate who you are. I admire who you have become, and I admire who you represent. But I also admire who I am, who I have become and who I am becoming. So I'm not pressured to want to be like. Rather, I want you to see me and see the potential that I carry. So I am authentic. We need to be authentic because you know what they say, you can smell a rat from far. If you're not yourself, in a few, just some few minutes or so into the conversation, the person will say this is a wannabe, and that is a no. That just puts off the relationship, and the person might smile, but after then, when you're calling or chatting, the person is not interested. You say that's a wannabe. So we don't want to be addressed as a wannabe. That means we have to be authentic, our true self. The second thing I want to tell you when you network is to discover what you have in common with the person you're talking to. So, common ground is a place to start when you're doing your networking. Conversation should flow effortlessly when you discover and share passion. So, you want to find out from the person, oh, hi, how are you doing? Oh, it's good to be here. When you heard about this conference, what came to your mind? You're talking to the person because you want to know the person. You want to understand how the person is, the passion, the experience. And as the person is talking, you're paying attention. You want to listen for talking points. So don't just come to the person and say, hi, my name is DTM Gasto, and I am a networking expert. I am a communication expert. I do XYZ. I did this, do. Don't just overload the person with information. So the person will just look at you as trying to brag, trying.
Lithium face, we can't hear you. Are you there?
Je pense que la DTM a des problèmes de connexion.
Elle est frisée, effectivement. Ouais, elle est complètement partie. Non, elle est là. Your microphone, DTM. Open your mic.
Awesome. My mic, I think the internet
Yes.
threw me off. So, yes.
Okay, good. Go ahead.
So I was talking about looking for what you have in common. What you have in common is a great place to start conversation. If I meet you at a Toastmasters conference, I want to like, oh, hi. When we start talking, I want to say, how did you hear about Toastmasters? Why did you join Toastmasters? I'm trying to see if we have something in common, the reasons why we are here together. If I meet you at a business conference, I want to say, wow, it's nice meeting you. When I heard about this conference, this is what came to my mind. What did you think about it? And the person gets to share. You are looking for what you have in common. When you start from what you have in common, it's easier to move the conversation, to spark meaningful conversation. But if you come in talking about all yourself, the person is going to take a walk. So the essence is we want to build a relationship. And a relationship has to be mutually beneficial. A relationship has to think about the other person, not just about you. So ask insightful questions. Ask the person questions that allow the person to talk about him or herself and the reason why the person is there, the things the person likes. Oh, I see you're taking Sprite. Sprite is also one of my favorite drinks. I will pick Sprite over anything. And you'll be surprised. The person will say, wow, you're like me. If there's no Sprite, forget it. You're already building some form of connection. So the goal of networking is to build connection. So start with what you have in common. The next two I want to share is focus on offering value to the other person. Some time ago, I was at a networking event, like a hangout, a get together of a group of coaches. And there was this young man that just came. Hi, my name is John. I am a business coach. I help people coach. I run this, I run that. And I was like, ah, that's really fantastic. That's really nice. And it was like, he just went on and on and on and on. And by the time he was done, he was like, so what's your niche? It just looked like um, an interview, a question and answering session. And I'm like, well, I just do personal development. So really, it's good to have a niche. And he walked on to the next person, and I was laughing. And you can be sure it was someone I definitely didn't chat after the meeting. It was someone I didn't ask for his number. It was someone I didn't check out after the meeting. And he went to the next person and started again and asked that person, what's your niche? And the person was like, do I need to have a niche? And because the question just came off for that person. So you don't want to do that when you meet people. Networking, you need to focus on value. So it's like a two-way street. You need to shift from selling yourself to building relationships. Focus on what the interest the other person and what the person wants to do. So the idea is you want to form a relationship that you can take forward. So let the person talk about what the person does, and you can say, "Hi, my name is Faith. Hi, what's your name? What do you do?" And the person talks about herself. Say, "Wow, this is a whole lot of work. I'm interested. So when you do this, what does it mean?" People are more interested in people who are interested in them. So you need to understand that when you network and go for value, building a value relationship with a person and not just selling yourself. You don't want to come off as someone who came there looking for a way to sell himself or herself. The next one is similar, and I say aim for quality over quantity of connections. I know this looks um, really, really off considering social media. Everybody wants their connection, their numbers, their figures to rise. But in a physical interaction, quality over quantity. Some people are talking to you, but they are not really there. They're just waiting for the moment where you just exchange numbers or follow each other on LinkedIn, Instagram, Facebook, and they are on to the next person. That's not who you want, because even if you connect, the person is not likely to remember you, to want you for something meaningful. So if it is just one or two persons in the whole conference you can have meaningful conversation with, it's very, very important. And I'll share a simple example of how I use this. I was at a training recently, and I met this person that I felt from his profile, from how he spoke, I would like to build a connection. So I sat through him and like, wow, I read through you. When I saw your name on the profile, I checked you out on LinkedIn, and I was like, wow. So I was really looking forward to meeting you. And he was like, oh, really? I said, yes. So all this work you do, how do you manage it? And he spent more than 30 minutes telling me about his work. And he talked about something that was really of interest to me. And I said, wow, I want to do a PhD, and I'm interested in this area. Since you're already in it, can you point me? Say, oh, that's not a problem. Let's share your number on WhatsApp. This is my personal number. I'm going to link you to resources, to institution, and everything like that. And he left. And you see how, even though it's just like one person or two person I had conversations with, they are connections that I am taking out of that place. It's not just a number on my phone. They are now real life connections. So aim for quality over quantity of connections when you have conversations with people. Get to bond with them, because that is what will make you memorable and leave you stuck in their head that they want to talk to you again. This, I've already said it in passing, but I'll say it again. Active listening. As Toastmasters, we are taught to listen very well. And so when people are talking to you, you need to pay close attention, because people can tell if you're genuinely interested in them or you're just talking to them because you came there with a lot of complimentary cards and you want to share it around. Active listening. Listen to what people are saying and follow up and say, wow, this thing you just said is amazing. You said this, you said that. You need to be able to know up, because when you want to follow up conversations with that person, you will need to leverage on the conversations you had in the hall. So if you are not paying attention to what the conversation you are having with this person, following up with the person becomes difficult. because you will not be able to bond. You will not remember what the person has said. Share strategically. When you're communicating with people that you're meeting for the first time in a networking environment, you want to be strategic with your conversation. You don't want to dominate the conversation. You are not there just to come and talk about yourself. You want to know the other person. So be strategic with the content. Share. Don't dominate the conversation. Find opportunity to showcase your knowledge, yes, and your experience, but do not dominate the conversation. Share relevant insights, antecedents, contribute to the conversation. Look for points where you can show that you understand what they're talking about and you have knowledge in that area. Contribute, but don't make it about yourself. And one of the things I used to say is practice having an elevation speech. So if the conversation turns and the person say, "Hi, Faith, we've been talking about me, enough, enough. Let's talk about you. What do you do?" That's not when you want to read a 2-page bio of what you do. That's when you want to say expressly, this is who you are. Where you want to talk about the things you like. Oh, you want to know about me? Well, I'm an agile project manager. I love projects, whether it's communication project, leadership project, building people up. I just love doing those kind of things. I like the color green. It speaks to me at any time. I like Sprite and I can drink a gallon of water. My friend says I'm a fish. Maybe I was in my past life. I don't know. So this just makes it fun, friendly, not academic, not selling. The person will be laughing when you say, "Oh, my friends even think I'm a fish, that I drink a whole lot of water." And the person is laughing. But in a very short time, less than a minute, you've told the person something about you that the person will remember. If the person comes across your profile, you say, "Oh, this lady that says her friend says she's is a fish," or something. So you want to be memorable. There's something about what you're saying to that person that the person should be able to remember, that should stick. So you want to be strategic about how you share when you meet people and you're networking with them. This is my all-time favorite, follow up. And this is where a lot of us miss it. But if you do this very well, it's a spinner. It just spins things around for you. Follow up. Simple, just follow up. So I'm going to give a practical example. 2 months ago, I was at a meeting. I was organizing a training for an organization, and I wasn't the only trainer they invited. They invited somebody else. And this person was really big. He's an ambassador that came to speak. So when I saw the agenda, I checked him up as always. I always would check the people I'm speaking alongside with. And when I saw him, so we got there, we talked, we chatted, following all the other process I've said. And at the end of the day, we left the venue. Everybody took their flight, took their bus ride, and everybody left. 2 days later, I sent him a WhatsApp message. "Hi, Your Excellency. It was really nice meeting you. I really love your personality. There are not many excellencies out there that will really give someone that seems like a nobody a chance to have conversations. And I enjoyed our conversation, particularly this thing that you said. It stood out for me. And I've been looking at this area. I want to do my research about this area, like I told you. This is this, this is this, this is this." And he responded back and said, "Oh, that's fine. Oh, Faith, it was nice meeting you too. How are you doing?" "Fine." I said, "Wow, I hope I bump into you very soon in the near future." And he said, "Guess what? I'll be in Abuja in 2 weeks' time, precisely on so day." I said, "That will be an honor to see you again. When else you come into town, please just give me a chat. I will come and see you." But guess what? I didn't wait for him to chat me up. I kept that date in my head. When it was that day, I went to his chat and I said, "Hi, I want to welcome you specially to Abuja. I believe you would have arrived. Let me know where you're staying, what time is convenient for you to receive guests, and I will be there to see you. It will be a pleasure to have meaningful conversations again, because the last one we had pushed me forward." And it was like, "Oh, Thursday is free. I'm staying at so facility. I will be free at so time. check me up. So follow up is timely. Following people up is very critical because it allows you to build on what you have started. And it does not allow the connection to fade away with the event. So if I met you at an event a week ago and you're following me 2 months after, I've been to several other events after that. It will be difficult for me to now whip up all the many people I've met and remember the conversations. But if you're doing that 2 days after the event, I will remember you, especially if you made an impact with your contribution. So timely follow-up is key. Thank them for their time, thank them for their conversation, and state specifically something they said that stood out for you and what that meant for you. What you're trying to do is to reinforce your interest and to keep you top on their mind so that they continue to check. And after some time, you check again, and before you know it, you'll be able to build a connection that the person will recommend you. And I had that happen to me. I met someone 2 years ago at a training also, and I kept the conversation going. Every month, I will find something to say and chat the person up. And guess what? Out of the blue, 2 weeks ago, the person chatted me and said, "Hi, there's this project coming up, and they're looking for trainers. Can you put in your proposal as one of the trainers?" And sent me the link, and I put my proposal in. Guess what? I was shortlisted and I was interviewed. For that job, I was going to be paid 1.2 million every day, Naira. I don't know what that is in your different currency, but that was big. And if I was going to work for 5 days, I was going to get 1.2 million every day for 5 days, doing what I love. And that came because someone remembered me. And I can tell you a series of stories like that. Most of the major jobs I've done, they've come from people that I've followed up with, that remember that, oh, she said this would be a good fit for her. And they will send me and say, send your bio, or send your bio to me. I know the people doing it. I can forward it for you. So timely follow-up is a game changer for any network connection you're building. If you don't follow up, you will lose that bond you have built. It will fade away with the event. And after some time, the person cannot even remember how you met, what you said, who you are, and if they really like you. Yes, if you chat them up, they'll say, oh, okay. Thank you for checking up on me. And that is it, because if I don't remember you, I don't remember how we connect. How am I going to? You're like a stranger all over again to me. So please, whatever you do in your networking, timely follow up. You must hold it very close. Then, lastly, I want to talk about connecting people. I know we go to networking events or to events to connect, but another thing you want to be doing at networking events is to be connecting other people. And I'll tell you why this is critical. When I am connecting with people and you say something, so early this month, I was also at an event where I went to facilitate trainings. So it was a living event. We were living at a resort. And in the evening, we came out for dinner. And while I was networking, I got talking with one man. And he said, oh, I used to work for a security outfit. And I left. I did this and did this and did this. And I'm like, wow, I know someone that worked for that same security outfit. And this person has been trying to go. Wow. He said, really? I said, yes. And I picked up my phone. And I just dialed. And I said, hi, I'm at social place doing this training. And I met somebody that is in your line of feed. This person is really an interesting person. And I think you should meet the person. And he said, okay. I said, please, do you mind talking to the person? He said, no. And I gave him the phone. And they talked. They exchanged numbers. I've given them a connection. What that does for me is, as I'm expanding my own network, I'm connecting people that I know together. Is an expansion that is taking place. So this person that I've connected and this person that I'm connecting, that I'm meeting for the first time, they are also building a connection, and I'm building a connection. If for any reason they build a better connection than I am, and I need something, this person will put in a word for me. If for any reason this person meet someone that says, I'm looking for someone that can do this. So, oh, I met a lady at an event. She connected me to this person. Let me speak to her. She might be someone that can connect you. So you see, this business of networking, like I said, is an art and is a verb, is an action word. An art means that it has a design. A verb means you have to carry out that design. So in networking, you're trying to network with people. You also need to network people together. That is the way you expand your network. You identify opportunities and connect individuals within your circle to that opportunity. When it is time, they will reciprocate that for you. It will be like a snowball that just will roll and roll back to you. So it's a useful way to expand your network. And in conclusion, a strong network isn't just a valuable asset. It is the cornerstone of a successful and a fulfilling professional journey. So if you want to build your professional journey, think about your network. The dots you're connecting as you're going, the different dots, because a time is coming, those dots will begin to snowball, and you'll find yourself in a place where you go there and someone is speaking to you. And I want to speak to this lastly. I did a training, I think a week or two ago, and I'll tell you how that training came. It was taking place in Abuja, and I didn't even know about it, so I couldn't have even bid for it. But someone that was in a training I conducted 2 years ago, far away in Akwa Ibom State, happened to have left that company and now works for this company. And so while they were planning, she told the planners that there was a facilitator that came to where I used to work 2 years ago. After she left, the ripple effect, the magic in our team, it changed. The dynamics changed. It would be good if you people can contact her again. And she sent me a WhatsApp. Hi, my name is this. I know you might not have remembered me, but we met 2 years ago. We exchanged contacts. We've spoken quite a few times. My company needs you to do a training for them. I've given them your details. Please, someone will call you, forward your bio to me so that they can put you into the pool. And I sent my bio. Then I called her. I went online and checked her, and the face, I couldn't recall the face, but I like, oh, thank you very much. And I got that job. And it was a big job, so to say, because apart from paying me to come to speak, they also had to lodge me. And I traveled with my kids, so it was like a vacation for my kids. While I'm out there, they're in the hotel room, in the resort. And by the time I'm done, by 4 in the day, we are out swimming, bike riding, mountain hiking, and we came back with my children. I wouldn't have gotten that job if I didn't network well. So networking is about building relationships that are meaningful and mutually beneficial. If the person benefited from your conversation, the person will remember you. So it's about making yourself valuable and adding value to the people. Thank you very much.
Merci beaucoup. On raccompagne des thèmes faits sous les applaudissements, les émoticônes. Merci beaucoup. En tout cas, chers Toastmasters, chers invités, le réseautage, c'est un art, c'est une action, c'est un levier puissant de découverte de soi, mais aussi des autres, avec, comme l'a dit notre très cher DTM, un bénéfice mutuel. Il faut offrir de la valeur aux autres personnes, aux personnes que l'on rencontre. Merci beaucoup, DTM, d'avoir partagé ce soir les clés de succès d'un réseautage réussi. Thank you so much. Bien que nous ayons eu un exposé clair et j'aurais envie de dire intelligible, nous allons quand même prendre quelques minutes, une petite dizaine de minutes, un peu moins peut-être, pour poser nos questions. Et j'aime à dire qu'il n'y a pas de questions stupides, il n'y a pas de mauvaises questions. Il y a éventuellement des réponses stupides et de mauvaises réponses, mais les questions sont toutes intelligentes. Chers Toastmasters, chers invités, ce moment est le vôtre. Sentez-vous libre, soit de prendre la parole, soit d'écrire votre question dans le chat. et DTM Faith est à votre disposition pour répondre à toutes vos questions. Dear DTM Faith, we are expecting some questions, maybe, and just be ready to answer. Alors, quelles sont les questions? Je demanderai éventuellement, alors oui, le chat, il est là. Est-ce qu'il y a des questions? Est-ce qu'on a envie de savoir quelle est la meilleure expérience finalement de notre DTM? J'attends les questions. Nous avons une petite dizaine de minutes pour pouvoir répondre à des éventuelles questions, bien que, comme je l'ai dit, le propos était clair, intelligible, mais il y a peut-être des petits secrets qu'on veut encore connaître. Alors, je ne sais pas s'il y a des mains levées. Je ne les vois pas. Donc, on prend la parole dès qu'on... Est-ce qu'il y a des mains levées, chers Zoom Master?
Il y a Arnaud Mba qui a levé la main.
Ah, allons-y, Arnaud. Arnaud et ensuite
Alors,
Barry.
bonsoir. Oui, bonsoir à tous. Bonsoir DTM Fête. C'était une excellente présentation qui m'a particulièrement touché. Alors, ma question, c'est, j'ai l'habitude dans mes présentations et dans mes différents voyages de rencontrer des personnes, mais j'ai un défaut particulier, c'est de pouvoir faire ce bon follow-up-là. Quelles sont les techniques pour faire le follow-up, c'est-à-dire réussir à suivre les contacts après? Parfois, c'est très facile pour moi d'entrer en contact, de sociabiliser avec des gens, même des gens d'un certain calibre. Mais après, très souvent, le contact meurt parce que très souvent, faute de relance, faute de suivi. Comment mettre en place une bonne stratégie pour suivre, tout simplement? C'est ça ma question.
Okay, so if I understand, your question is, you used to meet a lot of people, but you do not follow up, and you would like to know how to follow up. So it's simple.
Yes.
Yes, it's simple. If you meet people, if you exchange cards or phone numbers, or even if you follow each other. So what I do, I would like, oh, are you on LinkedIn? Can we connect? If the person say yes, right away, if you have data, go to LinkedIn and just search for the person and send a connection. But most importantly, you need to remember that you're genuinely connected to this person. It's not just about having contacts and following up. You have to genuinely connect. And because if you reach out to the person, you should be able to say, hi, it was nice meeting you yesterday at social event. You were so pleasant. You were so welcoming. I really appreciate that. And when you were on stage, if it was someone that was speaking, maybe a speaker, or if it was a trainer, you say, when you were giving your speech, this thing you said really caught me and it inspired me. I got home and this is what I did with what you said. Or if it is a conversation you had and the person pointed you in the right direction, you say, after you pointed me, I got back home and I started doing research and this is what I've done. The person will also want to know why you want to connect. Why do you want to connect? Why do you want the relationship? So by being able to state what you gain from the person is showing the value you have seen and why you want to continue to connect because of that value. That you believe that both of you, that value shows that the relationship is going to be mutually beneficial. So it's not just collecting numbers and say, hi, I met you yesterday and we greeted. And the person was like, I meet people every day and we greet. What's special?
Merci
I don't know if that
beaucoup.
answers your question.
Est-ce que, Arnaud, cela répond à ta question?
Yeah, very well, with some tips again, often. Thank you very much.
Thank you again. Alors, Barry, c'était une erreur de manipulation. On a une question dans le chat de Boukari. Si on n'en a pas d'autres, je vais inviter peut-être Boukari à prendre la parole et à préciser sa question. cher Boukari.
Merci bien.
Oui,
Merci bien.
allons-y.
Voilà, en fait, il y a de ces amis qui ont cette capacité de se rappeler régulièrement de toi, de donner des petits messages. Souvent, je me dis comment ils font pour se rappeler comme ça. Et c'est vraiment quelque chose qui renforce la relation. C'est quelque chose que personnellement je cherche à développer. Je ne sais pas si c'est des outils que les gens ont. C'est bon. Voilà, c'est une question comme ça. Donc, je veux savoir comment développer vraiment ce comportement-là. Est-ce que vous m'avez compris?
Oui, le temps de la traduction et DTM Face sera à vous.
No, can you repeat the question again?
Si tu peux répéter la question en la raccourcissant.
Voilà.
In,
Comment
in
faire
English,
pour
no,
pouvoir...
the interpreter should tell me in English what he said.
Yes, the question is really simple. He wants to know what are the tips for those people who are really, it's really easy for them to remember you.
Okay.
How do they do that?
Okay, so for me, when I go to an event, I have a jotter with me, or I have a phone, my phone. So if I finish talking to you and we say, oh, nice meeting you, and I walk up to the next person, before I start the next conversation or go to another person, I open my WhatsApp and I write your name. I open my own WhatsApp, like I'm WhatsApping myself. I write your name and I write a few things that I've gotten from our conversation and I send it to me. So when I leave there, I can go back to my WhatsApp and I can remember what our conversations were all about. Or you can leave there and go to your seat, write whatever point, in bullet points, the conversation you've just had, a few things you want to remember about it, and put it there and put the person's name. So if you go home and 2 days later you want to chat the person up, if you open that book, you will remember what you want to say. Because if you leave everything in your head, you will forget. So that's what has worked for me.
Okay. Merci beaucoup, en espérant que la réponse a été très claire pour Boukari. On va remercier une fois de plus notre très cher DTM Face. Thank you so much for your presentation. Thank you so much for the tips. Merci en tout cas pour cette capsule éducative. Et aussi merci à tous nos participants et notamment aux personnes qui ont posé des questions. À présent, parmi nous, nous avons donc un Toastmaster, j'ai envie de dire, qui est passionné et engagé, un peu comme nous tous présents ce soir. Notre présence ce soir démontre effectivement de notre engagement. Pour ceux qui ne le connaissent pas, il s'est distingué par son dévouement à l'art oratoire et à l'excellence en leadership, contribuant activement à la communauté Toastmaster que nous sommes. Et d'ailleurs, il le démontre encore ce soir parce qu'il prend un rôle actif à notre Afterwork de ce lundi 26 août. Ce soir, donc, puisqu'il s'agit d'un homme, nous fait l'honneur de porter le toast. Un moment spécial pour célébrer notre esprit de camaraderie, de croissance personnelle et de développement de notre art oratoire et de notre leadership. Merci d'accueillir à travers vos écrans notre cher Toastmaster Aziz Ouattara pour son toast. Cher Toastmaster Aziz, le micro et l'écran sont à toi. Sous vos applaudissements, merci.
Pour cette belle présentation, j'apprécie énormément. C'est un honneur aussi d'être des vôtres aujourd'hui. J'ai vraiment apprécié la communication qui m'a précédé parce que, on va dire, coïncidence heureuse parce que ça correspond exactement à ce pourquoi je veux qu'on porte un toast ce soir. Alors, pour le respect du temps, je vais y aller. Il existe encore des valeurs, heureusement, diront certains, qui rendent notre existence humaine assez intéressante quand même, ce malgré les fléaux, les guerres et toutes les crises dont nous sommes malheureusement les contemporains aujourd'hui. Alors, ces valeurs-là, grâce auxquelles la vie vaut la peine pleinement d'être vécue. Et c'est à l'une d'entre elles que je voudrais porter un toast ce soir. Je porte un toast à l'amitié. L'amitié. Alors, au sens du mot, au sens de la grammaire, l'amitié est un sentiment réciproque d'affection ou de sympathie qui ne se fonde ni sur la parenté, ni sur l'attirance physique. Donc, l'amitié existe bien à l'échelle des individus, mais aussi des États. Il y a certes des personnes, comme vous et moi, mais aussi des États et des peuples qui se disent amis. Et pour preuve, l'on a été témoin dernièrement de la célébration en grande pompe du 80e anniversaire du débarquement de Normandie, où la France a tenu à célébrer ses amis, comme l'a dit le président Macron, qui l'ont eu à le libérer des nazis. Donc, l'amitié est une valeur sûre. Elle vous permet d'avoir aussi, elle vous permet d'être un soutien, un secours et une aide souvent indéfectible dans des temps de doute ou encore dans des temps de difficulté. Et chacun de nous peut certainement rendre un témoignage. Nous avons eu à traverser des tempêtes grâce à des amis. Nous avons fait face à des défis et nous avons réussi à les surmonter grâce à une amitié. Et c'est pour cette raison que je voudrais que l'on porte un toast. Et je vous invite par la même occasion aussi à vous souvenir de tous ces amis qui vous ont toujours soutenu, qui ne vous ont pas abandonné même quand le monde entier vous a tourné le dos. Un toast à tous ces amis fidèles. À présent, je pose une question un peu provocatrice, j'admets. Israël ou Palestine? Ici, je voudrais interroger l'attitude même de l'amitié. Il ne s'agit guère pour moi d'épiloguer sur cette confrontation, ce qui serait d'ailleurs mal à propos, mais plutôt de tirer une leçon fondamentale au sujet de l'amitié à travers ce contexte malheureusement fâcheux dont nous sommes les témoins. D'un côté, vous avez un État dont les amis sont des soutiens indéfectibles et avec une fidélité à toute preuve, et ce, quels que soient les actes. Et de l'autre côté, vous avez l'adversaire dont les amis se font discrets. Ils lèvent à peine la voix et le soutien est tellement dissimulé qu'il est quasiment absent. Alors, la question que je voudrais poser est la suivante. Quel genre d'amis avez-vous? Et mieux encore, quel genre d'amis êtes-vous? Israël ou Palestine? Un proverbe malinqué de chez moi dit ceci, un ami ou une amie est celui ou celle qui connaît tout de nous et qui nous aime quand même. Un toast à tous les amis fidèles. Cher leader.
Un toast à tous les amis fidèles. Merci beaucoup, très cher Aziz, pour ce toast inspirant qui parle d'une valeur forte qui est l'amitié. L'amitié aurait pu être citée dans la présentation de DTM Face comme un socle de la construction des relations solides, des relations fortes. Merci beaucoup pour ce toast. Et la question est posée, quel genre d'amis êtes-vous? J'espère que chacun repartira avec cette question et qu'au courant de la semaine trouvera la réponse à cette belle question posée par notre très cher ami Aziz. À présent, nous allons commencer à conclure. Il nous reste 12 minutes et je l'avais dit dès l'entame de cette session Afterwork que nous respecterons le temps imparti qui est de 1 heure. Ce soir, nous avons appris quelque chose d'important sur l'art de réseauter efficacement. Et je suis certain que chacun d'entre nous repartira avec des outils précieux pour améliorer nos relations et, comme je l'ai dit, professionnelles, mais aussi personnelles. Pour reprendre quelques tips que j'ai retenus, le grammairien m'accordera cet anglicisme. Ce que j'ai retenu, c'est qu'une relation se construit parce qu'on a un bénéfice mutuel, parce qu'on offre de la valeur ajoutée à l'autre, parce qu'on privilégie la qualité versus la quantité. Pratiquer l'écoute active permet de se connecter solidement aux autres. Équilibrer les échanges, ça, je pense que ça s'adresse aux bavards. Ne pas monopoliser la parole. Il faut équilibrer pour que chacun puisse exprimer son point de vue, puisse exprimer ce qu'il a à dire dans la construction de nos relations. Et entretenir la relation, ça se construit. C'est un acte qui se construit tous les jours. Enfin, on a dit que un réseau solide n'est pas seulement un atout précieux, mais c'est la pierre angulaire d'un parcours professionnel réussi et un épanouissement pour chacun. Voilà ce que nous avons appris. Et là, Aziz vient compléter en disant que finalement, tout ça doit et peut être enrobé par les notions ou la culture de l'amitié. Oui, l'amitié, c'est quelque chose, effectivement, qui se construit aussi, tout comme notre réseau, notre networking. Et l'amitié, c'est quelque chose de pur et de bon. Quel genre d'amis sommes-nous? Voilà, la question, elle est posée et j'espère que nous aurons les réponses probablement dans l'afterwork. Je vais peut-être demander effectivement à notre Zoom Master de venir juste nous indiquer comment ça va se passer maintenant. Donc, on est quasi à la fin, il nous reste 10 minutes.
Les annonces.
Ah oui, les annonces, effectivement, merci beaucoup. Merci beaucoup. Effectivement, je vais finir par les annonces. Alors, est-ce que, voilà, c'est projeté. Alors, habituellement, donc, on profite effectivement de ce forum pour passer quelques messages, pour vous informer sur ce qui se passe dans notre communauté Toastmasters. Donc, je m'en vais de ce pas, si c'est visible pour tout le monde, partager les annonces. La première annonce, OK, c'est le renouvellement, effectivement, des droits. Comme vous le savez, effectivement, on paye nos cotisations. Il faut être en ordre pour être actif. Il faut être en ordre pour permettre, effectivement, à nos clubs de pouvoir fonctionner, de pouvoir vous offrir un cadre d'apprentissage qui est propice au développement d'un chacun. Donc, rappel, effectivement, des paiements de nos cotisations au plus tard le 30 septembre. Ça, c'est la première annonce. La seconde annonce, alors, division part-time. Ah oui, effectivement. Donc, on lance effectivement ce concours, entre guillemets, pour que chaque division puisse briller, que chaque division puisse montrer ce qu'on fait de bien. Et je pense que, effectivement, c'est un environnement qui nous permet de se surpasser, qui nous permet de se dépasser. Donc, du 2 septembre au 30 novembre, mettons en lumière nos activités passionnantes. Montrons aux autres ce que l'on fait pour continuer à enrichir notre communauté, pour continuer à enrichir notre mouvement Toastmasters et surtout faire de notre district 130 un district de l'excellence. Donc, du 2 septembre au 30 novembre, effectivement, division part-time. Concours d'automne 2024. Donc, effectivement, du 1er au 30 septembre, les concours s'organisent au niveau du club. Ensuite, du 1er au 31 octobre, c'est au niveau du secteur. Et enfin, on termine au 30 novembre au niveau de la division. Et oui, effectivement, le mouvement Toastmasters, c'est des participations dans nos clubs chaque 15 jours, mais aussi ces concours qui nous permettent toujours de continuer à se dépasser, de continuer à améliorer notre art oratoire. Quatrième annonce, le recrutement. Le recrutement, je pense que faire grandir notre mouvement Toastmasters est l'une des clés de notre succès. Et pour ceux qui étaient à Abuja, on a dit qu'effectivement, on construit des ponts pour relier les hommes et les ponts et les leviers de ces ponts sont les hommes, sont les membres de nos clubs. Donc, venir chacun à sa session avec un invité qu'il faut transformer en membre Toastmasters. Offrons cette opportunité à notre entourage, offrons cette opportunité à nos communautés pour qu'ils grandissent dans l'art oratoire, mais aussi dans le leadership. Donc, une session, un invité du 1er juillet au 31 août. Et enfin, ça, c'est le challenge de tous les COMEX, c'est de rajouter effectivement du 1er août au 30 septembre, c'est le Smedley Award qui demande qu'on rajoute 5 nouveaux membres ou dual membres dans nos différents clubs. Et ça, c'est un peu, ça revient un peu à la stratégie, ou j'ai envie de dire, à l'objectif de faire grandir nos clubs, de faire vivre nos clubs. Donc, du 1er août au 30 septembre, le Smedley Award est lancé, ça a déjà été lancé donc, au 1er août, et donc il nous reste encore 30 jours pour pouvoir, non, 35 jours même, j'allais dire, puisqu'on est le 26, pour pouvoir aller gagner cet award. Voilà ce qu'on avait à partager comme information ce soir, et je vais donc de ce pas recéder la parole, il nous reste 5 minutes, à notre Zoom Master pour juste donner les indications aux différents membres qui veulent participer au networking.
Merci,
C'est parti.
cher modérateur. Alors, chers amis Toastmasters, nous voilà donc et à la deuxième phase de cet afterwork-là qui concerne donc les networking. Nous avons en gros 10 salles, voilà, qui vont être ouvertes tout à l'heure, donc en fonction de votre intérêt et voilà, du réseautage que vous voulez créer aujourd'hui sous les encouragements et puis les astuces que notre chère formatrice nous avait données. Et nous avons donc la première salle là, qui concerne tout ce qui est cinéma. Ensuite, vous avez tout ce qui est affaires et investissement, donc les businessmen et businesswomen, la lecture, le sport, le voyage, les jeux vidéo, voilà, les gaming, la cuisine, la musique, l'actualité, et puis vous avez une dernière salle où vous pouvez parler de tout autre sujet qui n'est pas donc mentionné parmi ces 10 thématiques. Et alors, dès qu'on lancera les salles, vous allez voir sur votre écran ces petites affiches-là qui est indiquée par la flèche. Vous cliquez dessus. Dès que vous cliquez dessus, vous allez voir l'ensemble des salles qui vont s'afficher et vous allez pouvoir choisir l'une de ces salles-là. Voilà, mon cher Kozu Master vient de lancer les salles. Normalement, que vous soyez sur le téléphone ou sur l'ordinateur, vous avez normalement reçu cette affiche-là qui va vous permettre, dès que vous cliquez dessus, de pouvoir donc visualiser toutes ces salles-là et choisir une salle qui vous plaît pour la rejoindre. En cas de difficulté, vous pouvez toujours donc indiquer dans le chat dans quelle salle vous voulez être et on fera le plaisir de vous envoyer. Voilà donc, cher modérateur, merci.
Merci beaucoup. Donc, dans 3 minutes, effectivement, on va commencer la partie réseautage. Et donc, je vais terminer par remercier tous les participants de ce soir, remercier pour les échanges constructifs que nous avons eus. J'espère que chacun de nous repart riche et grandi par l'expérience partagée, avec de nouvelles idées et un enthousiasme renouvelé pour renforcer notre réseau. Donc, je vous invite à rester en contact et à mettre en pratique ce que vous avez appris aujourd'hui. Je vous souhaite une excellente continuation et surtout un réseautage fructueux. Excellente soirée et merci beaucoup pour votre participation à cet Afterwork du 26 août 2024. Merci et à très bientôt. Les salles sont à présent ouvertes.
Si on peut joindre 2 salles en même temps, non, on ne peut pas joindre 2 salles en même temps. À moins
sauf d'avoir 2 appareils.
Ouais,
mais je ne sais pas comment on se partage.
Sinon, on peut aller d'une salle à une autre. Voilà.